We did get some rain yesterday, probably not enough to fill a coffee cup, but we got rain nonetheless, and it feels a little, and I could be wrong about this, but it feels less humid out this morning. Let's bring in the guy that can fill my cup with weather information, Pat Pagano. Good morning, Pat.
And good morning, Marshall. Well, you're right. It is less humid, and that will continue to be the trend all day today. Partly sunny, middle 80s. We don't have any rain. Tonight, clear, cool, 55 to 60. Sunny, a dry breeze, low 80s Thursday. Get ready for 40s Thursday night, Marshall.
What? And see, damn it, September's here.
Right. Sunny on Friday, high 80. Sun and clouds beginning to get a little more humid on Saturday, low 80s. And Sunday will be cloudy with showers, maybe even a thunderstorm. And Monday, showers and chance of a thunderstorm. And on the humid side for Sunday and Monday. So right now, it looks like the best of the 3 days of the weekend will be Saturday.
Well, Thursday looks okay, right?
Yeah. Weekend.
Yeah, it is around here because we have the antique car parade, the sports car parade that leaves Lime Rock Park that goes through the area towns. And then on Friday, Lime Rock starts their activities. Then on Saturday, Lime Rock continues. And Sunday, Lime Rock has a beautiful, one of the biggest car shows in the country. Then on Monday, they race. And also this weekend, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, it's the Goshen Fair. I think the 109th or 110th Goshen Fair in Goshen, Connecticut.
Right, and movies, $3 on Saturday.
That's right.
Don't forget that.
Movies, $3 on Saturday.
That is a bargain, especially if you don't buy popcorn or anything like that.
Well, here's what you get. But if you've got a locally owned theater, I'm not talking about these mega chains, okay? But like we have a locally owned theater that's a nonprofit, the Movie House in Millerton. And they don't make money on the movies. They break even on the movies they bring.
They make money on the refreshments.
Yeah. So I will tell you, if you have a locally owned theater, don't try to sneak your own stuff in. They've put a lot of money. They've spent money. They've put an elevator in so people can get to the second floor easier. They've got a great sound system. They've got a great high definition video. They've got a public viewing room, a private viewing room. So and they're a nonprofit. So when you go to the Movie House in Millerton, do me a favor. Leave your hidden stuff behind. Buy some popcorn. Buy a soda. Buy a latte. Because that's where they can make some money. All right? And, because, it's not like they're a big chain. The big chains, I'll say no. They've got a billion ways they can make money. But if you live in a town that has a locally owned theater, especially if it's a nonprofit, purchase those refreshments, because that's where they can make their extra money. And in a nonprofit, that extra money goes into more things where they can bring in art shows, they can bring in special feature movies that you don't see anyplace else, documentaries. So that's my spiel on local theaters, Pat.
Well, I think that's great. I mean, that's a nice spiel. Yeah, I totally agree. And, aside from that, you could always drive to Flushing to the U.S. Open.
I'm not a tennis person. I like watching. You know what? I'm the same way with tennis that I am with NBA basketball.
Mm-hmm.
I can watch the finals. I'm very interested in the finals. Whereas when you look at college basketball, I watch all the tournaments when they come in because once you get through the regular season, the whole tournament season is outstanding. College football, right. I can watch college football and professional football, any team, it doesn't matter. But when it comes to tennis and when it comes to professional basketball, it has to be the finals, and then I'll watch them. Even in baseball, I'll watch a game of baseball on TV if I'm not rooting for either of the teams. I've got that strange outlook on tennis, though. I like watching the finals. I like watching the excitement. In basketball, the same thing. But like even in hockey, I'll watch hockey during the regular season.
Right.
Various teams. But those two sports, to me, for some reason, I just have to wait for the finals. Are you a tennis fan?
Not at all. Not even the slightest.
I mean, I like to see them in the finals because they're incredible athletes. but I don't need the rest of the other stuff that comes before it.
Right.
Just get me to the finals.
Okay.
Well, anyway.
Well, that's a cool thing. Yep. Tropics. Still have that system out in the south central Atlantic. Hurricane Center still saying that, has an 80% chance of developing. And even if it does, we think it will go north and then turn northeast back out into the Atlantic. So we're not looking for that to affect us, not that particular one. So we shall see what happens with the season because, now we're in the thick of things.
Well, if ever we needed low pressures to develop and move into the Gulf and not develop into a full hurricane, but tropical depressions, and then move into the central part of the country, we need that this year more than ever. With the rain it brings.
Why are you saying you're talking about the central Atlantic?
I'm talking about if it comes in the Gulf of Mexico and it turns into a tropical depression and then it drifts northward up towards Chicago. It will bring a big waft of rain with it to all those states in the middle part of the country that are in trouble. Nothing's going to help the people out west unless something big happens out in the ocean that's going to move eastward.
Yeah. I wouldn't count on any of that. The thing that I'm still very surprised about is how many forecasters carried on about how bad this hurricane season was going to be, and so far we broke a record for the longest stretch of no named tropical storms in the Atlantic ever. We broke an all-time record.
And nobody wants to, well, not nobody. There's so many people out there that don't believe that, yes, climate change happens naturally on the Earth.
Right.
But the dramatic climate change we've seen in climate change that happens on the Earth happens over the course of hundreds of years, decades. I mean, like 50, 100 years. You get some climate change, natural climate change. But over the past 10 years, you look at weather. You look at the weather extremes. That's not part of natural climate change.
No, you're not. You're absolutely right. That's so much more convincing. That we're just not going through a cycle.
No,
what about, did you see the pictures from Spain?
Yeah. How about the pictures from China? In China, rivers have dried up that haven't dried up in centuries.
Right, but the one in Spain, did you see what it exposed?
Yeah, it exposed the ship. You mean?
No.
What?
Because of the drought, there's an actual Stonehenge. That was displayed, and they had the reporter there standing there. It was as tall as him. It was incredible, and all of the stones all around it, like in 3 circles, which at one point was a reservoir, and nobody ever knew it was there. But the reservoir dried up, and now they have a Stonehenge in Spain.
Yeah, I mean, but in the pictures, if you look at the pictures in China, so this is not just a thing that's affecting the United States; it's affecting all over the world.
That is why global. That's why it's referred to as global warming, and I'm starting to believe every little ounce of it now. The way things are going, and it's really throwing the weather for a curveball. There's no doubt about it, because patterns are not just normal. Yeah. So this could be a very interesting winter, Marshall.
Well, I'm sure it will be somewhere. Hopefully not here.
I wish I could just be like a good old black bear and get into my cave and snuggle up for the winter and then come back up and wake up in spring.
Well, I've been doing that because with the fluid that was built up in my right leg, been told I really have to keep my leg up. So at my house, I've been in my recliner with the leg up. But then after I feed the animals at in between 5 and 5:30, I have my dinner. And then I go in to the bedroom, and I have a bed that I can raise up my leg, and I'm in bed by 6:15. I don't go to bed, but I keep the leg up. And you know what? Darned, I didn't believe these guys because my leg was so big. It's now down about almost 60%.
Wow.
I looked at, it's about six, there's only about 40% left of the fluid. I just didn't see how that fluid would leave the body, but if you follow doctor's orders and you keep your legs up, the fluid goes into the body and is absorbed other places.
Oh, there you go.
So, but I've turned into that bear you're talking about. Hey, you see where Mikhail Gorbachev died?
Yeah.
91 years old, and there's a leader in Russia that was admired around the world and hated in his own country.
Interesting.
Amazing.
Yep, it is. 91.
91. I remember he and his wife. She liked to go and get all the designer stuff when she was in New York. Well, anyways, let's get back to the designer forecast from Mikhail Pagano.
Yeah. 55 to 60 tonight. Sunny, low humidity Thursday and Friday, around 80. And then sun and clouds, low 80 Saturday, but a chance of showers Sunday and Monday.
All right. You haven't had a chance to watch any movies or anything, right?
Not at all.
Yeah. I didn't watch any movies the past couple of days either.
I was busy with the Mets until 9:50 last night.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right. You're the Mets meteorologist.
You got it.
Did they at least send you a cap or anything?
No.
No?
Nope.
They're so cheap.
Yeah,
You think
you could say that.
You think they would do that, or send you like a shirt, a Met shirt, a uniform shirt that has
Nope,
Pagano on
nothing.
the back?
Nothing. Big zero.
Bobby Knight, who used to play for them, came out and said the Wilpons were the cheapest people in the world. he just hated working for them. They never showed any appreciation like that. If you worked for the Yankees and Steinbrenner was alive, you'd have a Yankee jersey and you'd have a Yankee hat.
Probably.
Yeah. All right, Pat. I'll let you go. We'll speak to you mañana.
All right. Bye-bye,
care.
Marshall.
Pat Pagano this morning in the Weather Center with a check on our tri-state forecast here on Robin Hood Radio.